Hi everyone. There's two things you need to know about me. First of all is that I'm Dutch. And second of all, I'm becoming a sentimental old fool. I combine both of these by using, hey, the notes changed but the slide note. Using the bicycle route network of Holland. It was designed for recreational cycling in the countryside and rolled out between 2003 and 2012. The network is point-to-point between two neighboring nodes. There's complete signage and no gaps to get you from one to the other, and this works in both directions. Here you see some of the signs. There's an implicit promise, nice routes, which means away from cars as much as possible, and scenic, which includes fields, heath, and forest. Using the nodes, local networks have been designed and built. It's purely infrastructural. There's no preconception of proper or typical usage and accommodates routes of any shape and any length. Every route has a node has a local map with a network on it. You can use it for planning, reference, and assurance. Besides, you can use paper maps, apps, and websites for planning and sharing. Local networks have been knitted together to a national network, and looking at the map I see interesting differences in patterns and densities. It reflects the geography, but I think also the character of the local people. It wasn't always national. It's rolled out over 9 years, one local network at a time. I still remember crossing a province border and no more network. So back to maps and finding streets. The Dutch did not invent this system. You have to go back 1980s, northeast Belgium, all coal mines are closing. Mining engineer Hugo Bollens proposes a cycling network to regenerate the area. Here's Hugo. He designed the network rules that explained in this talk. Belgium had to actually build all this cycling infrastructure, so it took to 1995 to open the first local network. But now it makes 17 million a year for the region. I got curious about the total number of network nodes in Holland. I couldn't find this on the internet. The internet is quite short on stats and data when it comes to the network. So I had to do something else. I took one of my maps, counted the number of nodes, 309, then multiplied by the number of maps that cover Holland. Then I took 75% of that number to deal with map overlaps and my own over-enthusiasm about the theme. So here's the winning number. The reason I got curious is that every time I use the network, I'm impressed by a real genius design decision, and I don't get to say that very often, and which really matters. All of these nearly 10,000 nodes have been identified by a 2-digit number, not 4 or 5 years would exist. It's simply all nodes are numbered 1 through 99, and then they start at 1 again. And shorter is much better. It's much faster to read and write down, better to memorize short term, it's instant to compare and confirm, and remember all of this has to be done in anger on a bicycle. Pushing through the 2-digit number must have been asking for a lot of trouble. Most of us can just imagine the bike shedding. What if cyclists really need to identify a unique node in the nation? Will people get confused by changing numbers? So this old cycling signpost has a 5-digit number. It takes several steps to process. 2 digits are humane numbers, and exploits that wayfinding is basically a very local activity that you do. Wrapping up, a cycling network is a distributed network. That's the one on the right. All the nodes are equal, and also so are all the routes. And cyclists route themselves. It's quite a bit like the internet. So we could call it the democratic network because it treats everybody as equals, or we could call it the neoliberal network because it would be very for Dutch thing. Or postmodern, we could call it the atomized network. But I call it the bicycle route network of the Netherlands. Thanks for your attention.